I'm sure all of you already know about self-styled Godman Ashok Kharat, who used his fake astrologer identity to sexually assault women. Slowly, his secret began to unravel. He was arrested, and the police received at least 10 FIRs and more than 100 complaints over the phone. Now, police have also taken his son, Harshvardhan Kharat, into custody. The big question is, why was Ashok Kharat's son taken into custody? Is this only about investigation, or is there something bigger going on? And that's not all. Along with his son, his wife is also being searched for. As she is absconding, Kalpana Kharat too has been accused in several fraud and scam allegations. So on one side, Ashok Kharat's son has been taken into custody. On the other side, his wife Kalpana is being traced. And on yet another side, more FIRs keep getting added against Ashok Kharat as more complaints come forward. So in this video, let's understand in full detail what this entire case is really about. Hello, I'm Khatija and you're watching Deep Dive on Lokmat Times. Now before we move ahead with the story, do subscribe and press the bell icon if you haven't already so you never miss any update. Now here's what's happening in the Ashok Kharat case. He's being investigated by a Special Investigation Team or SIT for multiple sexual assault, cheating and money-related fraud. And what started as one serious case has now grown into a much wider probe, with the police also looking into the role of his family members and close aides. So let's begin with why the police are acting so aggressively in this case. The reason is simple. As more women and complainants came forward, the allegations against Kharat kept multiplying. What police first saw that it was not one case, he assaulted 150 women. So it was not just one case of sexual exploitation, it has now expanded into multiple FIRs, multiple victims and multiple complaints. In other words, this is no longer being treated as a sexual assault case. Investigators are now looking at it as a pattern, which means police are now not only looking at the sexual assault complaints, but also at whether money was taken from victims, whether threats or emotional pressure were used, and whether there was a large network involved in helping him operate. Now let's talk about the land fraud angle, because this is another important layers of the case. In the shady land case, police have already arrested two accused, identified as Arvind Bawake and Kiran Sonwane. According to the complaint, a landowner had taken an unsecured loan of 5.52 crore from Kharat's wife Kalpana against 4 acres of land. The complainant says he had already repaid around 1.5 crore, but despite that, the land was allegedly being grabbed. Based on this complaint, police registered a case of fraud, and under the Maharashtra Money Lending Act, while Ashok Kharat, Kalpana Kharat and a middleman are still wanted in the case. And this is where Kalpana Kharat's name becomes important. Her role is now central to this part of the investigation. She is not only the wife of the accused but also named in the fraud case, which is why police are trying to trace her. Reports say she is absconding, and investigators want to question her about the loan, the land deal and the money trail. Now, what does the detention of the son mean? First, it is important to understand that being taken into custody for questioning does not mean that he has been proven guilty. In a case like this, police may detain a family member to find out where key people are, how money moved, who handled documents, and whether the family played any role in hiding evidence or influencing the investigation. So in this stage, the son's custody appears to be part of the investigation process, not necessarily a final legal conclusion. And at the same time, the fact that the wife is still missing and more FIRs are being added shows that the case is moving beyond complaints. Police are now dealing with a widening circle of allegations: sexual abuse, cheating, illegal lending, possible and grab, and financial irregularities. This is why this case is becoming more complex by the day. So where does the case stand now? Ashok Kharat remains at the center of a fast-growing investigation. His son has been taken in for questioning, his wife is being searched for, and fresh complaints continue to arrive. In short, this is no longer just about one man's misconduct. It has turned into a multi-layered case involving trust, abuse, money, land, and a possible network around him. And that is why this story matters. This case is now turning into a larger investigation into how many people may have been affected, how the system around him have worked, and how deep the money and fraud trail really goes.